Lepore, let's get into a conversation about the Leafs. And I know we touched on this earlier in the show, but I want to dig a little bit deeper about this lack of offense.
Yeah.
How concerned should we be? Because you go back to the playoffs against the Montreal Canadiens, like Matthews and Marner combined for one goal, Lepore. You go back to the series against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the bubble. The Leafs scored 10 goals in 5 games. So should we be concerned, as good as they are defensively, like come playoff time, if they're still, 26th in the league in goals per game, like should we be ringing the alarm bells here thinking that this could all go south come playoff time?
Yeah. I mean, we should be worried. Like I'm going to give it a little bit more time for the numbers to even out, as I always say, but we got to score more, man. Like you can't just hope to win games like this all the time. And Campbell's playing really well. Like I think it's a fine line, man. Like, and I'm going to kind of shit on the Leafs a bit here. So here we are with this record, on fire, hottest team in the league. But right now, like, would Campbell win the Vezina? He might.
Probably, yeah. He's right now, I think he's a finalist for the Vezina trophy.
Yeah.
If you were to end the season right now.
Like, I'd like to see, like, what would the Leafs record be with average goaltending? So, like, and like I mentioned in these games, like how many times, like they're up by 1, he makes a big save, or he makes a big save early, bailing them out. And I would say we make the mistake of focusing too much on a result. So you see the Leafs or any team in any sport, like they win a game and you make an assessment based on the result. But when you look back at the game, you can really dissect things and say, wow, this could have went either way. You think even if a team did win 3 or 4-0, like you look back and the team missed 2 scoring chances early in the first. Well, that swung the game around. And we've agreed that he's our MVP so far. And I have a problem with that. I genuinely have a problem with Jack Campbell being the MVP of this team. I'm rooting for Jack. I'm happy we have him. He's obviously been a positive influence in the room. But when you have the type of offensive talent that this team has, I think we're saying far too often on this podcast that the player of the game was Jack Campbell. That's not what it should be. It should be Matthews got 2 goals, or Marner got a goal and 2 helpers, or JT scored a big power play goal. Willie went bar down. So as happy as I am to see how the Leafs are in the standings right now, and as happy as I am to see that Jack Campbell is playing incredibly well, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't like how we're getting there. I really don't. Like we mentioned these games this week, Toronto should have blown the shit off the door against Nashville. That game should have been a 6-0 game, an 8-0 game based on the scoring chances. And then move the Islanders game. That game should have been a fucking blowout. The shots were 40-20 and they were 1-0 going into the third. All it takes is a power play that goes off a knee and in, and now you're in a game. So again, as happy as I am with the record, am I impressed? I'm impressed with the defensive play. I'm impressed with Campbell, but based on the makeup of this team and my expectations of this team, and I say even from the visual perspective, I'm not. Like, I want to see them win better. And call me greedy, call me whatever. Fuck it. I've been through a lot of shit as a Leafs fan during my entire life. So I'm allowed to have high expectations, and we have the kind of talent we have on this team. Like, I want to see them blow teams out. Heck, even like win a game 6-3, even like once in a while.
Just one time.
Yeah. Show me, like, if you can let in the 3 goals, show me that you can light it up. Like you said, we haven't seen it yet this year. And like you mentioned, like Matthews numbers, like I was even shocked. I wouldn't have guessed that his career shooting percentage was as high as 15. I probably would have guessed like 12 or 13, but he said he's shooting at like 9. So I mean, like based on the math, he should have 50% more goals. So asking me this question again, like we're, I think, exactly at the quarter mark of the season. So asking me in 20 odd games, like the same question, and we'll see where we're at. But right now I'm going to judge it on results. I'm going to judge it on stats, and I'm happy to see the Leafs winning, but I'm not happy with how they're winning.
I'm right there with you. I'm concerned. And I just go back over the Austin Matthews era. And I always kind of put things into, different eras, right? Like you go back to the Phaneuf and Kessel era. But I think The slate was cleaned when Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and all those guys, and even Hyman for that matter, when they all came in as rookies in 2016, 2017. And you just go over the numbers. Over the last 5 seasons, Lepore, here's where the Leafs have ranked in goals per game. 6th, 3rd, 4th, tied for 3rd, and 5th. So they have been top 6 in the league 5 consecutive seasons in goals per game. That's never been an issue for this team. And again, for the 20th time on this podcast, they are 26th in the league in goals per game. And there was another crazy stat I saw on Saturday night after the Leafs lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the Leafs lead the league in shot attempts this season in terms of 5-on-5 shot attempts, at all strengths for that matter, power play, everything. They lead the league in shot attempts, but they also lead the league in missed shot attempts. So shots that miss the net or hit the post/crossbar. And they were, as of Saturday night, 50 missed shots ahead of the next team.
Oh my God.
Like that's 50, concerning.
20 games 50. In.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Missed shot attempts ahead.
You said that's concerning.
Of the next team on the list. So I'm a little bit concerned. And again, as good as they've been defensively, like 3rd in the league in goals against per game. And this is the complete opposite of what we've seen in the Matthews and Marner era. Last 5 seasons, Leafs in goals against per game. Last year, they were really good, 7th, but then 26th, 20th, 12th, and 22nd over the last 5 seasons. So it's like the tables have completely turned. Now the Leafs are a juggernaut defensively and can't score a goal despite all the talent they have. So I'm definitely concerned, Lepore, because at some point, it's like when you have all these chances, we can't be like, for example, we can't be like 57 games in and we can't be saying positive regression. Everything's going to work out.
Yeah.
So the bounces are going to go in. Like if this is still happening, at the 50, 60 game mark, then I would be like, oh my God, like I'm extremely concerned, like ring every alarm bell possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm concerned, but I'm not like panic mode by any means.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
When you were going over those numbers, then what jumped out to me? So you mentioned how good they've been in the Matthews era and where they sit right now during this season. Our power play has been decent. So like that goals for per game stat shows that is representative of like the power play being decent as well. So let's say we had even an average power play or a poor power play like in previous seasons, it'd be even worse. So 5-on-5, man, it's 5-on-5. And as a Leafs fan, I'll say it. That's always what we bragged about. We're the best 5-on-5 team. We create the most chances. Matthews has got the most 5-on-5 goals. That's when it matters. Not this year, man. This is not so far anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. You would think at some point with all the talent they have, they're going to turn it around, but we're getting to a point now where we're 20 games in. It's got to happen real soon. And one thing before we move on, also shout out to the Leafs penalty kill. They're 3rd in the league right now.
Yeah.
So the special teams in general, 7th in power play percentage, 3rd ranked penalty kill. So the special teams have been good. The goaltending's been good. The defense has been good. This offense, though, you got to get going real soon.